Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of you want all of the answers up front. You're asking yourself a bunch of hypothetical questions. Basically asking yourself, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? And asking all these questions before the problem shows up, before you ever run into whatever this potential what if is. And usually these questions that you have, all these hypothetical questions, and I'm mainly talking about the negative ones, they actually end up dragging you down and limiting the success that you can have in the rate that it's actually possible. So I know that like a lot of you, I think this is where information overload kind of comes from. And it's very easy to get into this situation. And like some examples of these questions are, what if I get in trouble for what I'm doing? What if the seller gets upset? What if the buyer isn't able to perform, or whatever it may be, or whatever, all these different questions. And I'm talking about wholesaling, obviously, with some of these examples. And you can have this in any sort of business model, honestly. So it's very easy to ask yourself a lot of these questions, but let me tell you, these questions it's so negative for you to be asking a lot of these different questions. And I think this is why some of you might be having trouble with success. And it may not be the reason for a lot of people, but it's preventing you from taking the amount of action that you probably could be doing. Instead of asking yourself all these questions, what you need to be doing is just taking action with the information that you have so far and finding out the answers yourself. Like, just run into the problems and like just keep taking action. And then whenever you run into some sort of scenario or some sort of problem, then addressing the problem as it comes along. And actually, this is a little bit too bright, but anyways, like I think this is a big problem that a lot of beginners have when it comes to business and when it comes to real estate wholesaling, especially. It's so easy to ask all of these different questions. And the way that I do things, I think this is why I've been able to have more success than the average person. And when I say the average person, I want to say like 95% of people that try to get into, let's say, wholesaling specifically, they don't close even a single deal. And I think what separates me from a lot of these different people is that whenever I come across something, and this was definitely true for real estate wholesaling, what I do, this is kind of the process. I learn all the basic stuff. I figure out the information. Like I heard about wholesaling and I listened to like a podcast where a guy was explaining the business model. The next step that I did was figured out how to do the marketing, because he was talking about you need to find motivated sellers. So I went out and I looked up how to find motivated sellers. And so the conclusion I came across was doing bandit signs. And I just went out and bought a bunch of bandit signs. I bought like 50. It wasn't really all that much. I went and spent a couple $100s on 50 bandit signs and then went and put them out. I really didn't have too much more information other than that, to be honest with you guys. I understood the basics. I knew that you had to find motivated sellers, and I did a little bit more research than that, to be honest. But other than that, that's really the main piece of information that I knew. I didn't know a lot of things. I didn't know about, I didn't have any contracts. I didn't have a lot of these different specifics. I just went out and started putting up bandit signs. And then as I was taking action, I would call up local real estate wholesalers and ask them if they had contracts that I could use. A lot of them told me no, because they saw me as competition. They thought that if they wouldn't give me the contracts, then I might give up or something. I don't know what was going through their mindset or their head, but nobody would really give me the contracts. And then I just kept looking and looking. And then I eventually found a free set of contracts online, because 2 years ago, there was people still giving out free contracts, which is what I do now. And I went and found the contracts and I had them. And that was the only thing that I was just I needed to make sure that I had. But other than that, I just took action. And then after I put up the 50 bandit signs, I didn't get a single phone call from a seller. I just got a bunch of pissed off people. I got someone asking if I had any houses for sale. I called them back up, added them to my cash buyers list, and that was it. And then as time was going, I would just keep building up my cash buyers list. And then I decided, hey, you know what? I really don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I know that I'm kind of heading in the right direction. So what I did was I went and hired a mentor. I paid a few $1,000s to have someone help me out, which basically I paid for a course and then they would help me out on top of that. They had this whole mentoring thing going on with it as well. So I paid for that, and at the same time I was still taking action. I was trying to go out there and close deals. I was posting ads on Craigslist. I was calling people. I was doing all these things. Didn't really have a direction. I was just using what I had available to me and taking action on it. And then I paid for a course, and then I got like the actual answers, which to tell you the truth, like all the answers, it was like literally already staring at me in the face from different things that I've watched through the little amount of research that I've done. And it was just like more direct, super simple, uncut, like it was just straight to the point. And it's like, go do this, this, and this. So what I did was I just took action on this little bit of information. I took action on the short amount of content that was inside the course, inside the mentoring. And flash forward to 4 months later, after getting started, I closed my first deal. And then I already invested like a bunch of money. So I was so committed that like I was willing to do whatever it took. And I already had like $2,000 invested. And then I closed this deal from a free marketing strategy. And then I already had $2,000 in marketing going out. The marketing dropped, and then I closed, like I had 4 more deals right away, like a month later after I closed that first deal. And I was willing to do whatever it took to go out there and do a deal. I didn't have the most amount of information. I actually didn't really fully learn the entire process of wholesaling until like, I want to say like 3 deals, like maybe 2 or 3 deals that I closed. Then I kind of understood the bigger picture, like some of the specifics, like earnest money. I had no idea what the hell earnest money was, other than, hey, you got to get earnest money from the buyer, and actually was doing it way wrong. And I closed 2 deals without understanding how it worked. And it turns out that I actually made a mistake, but luckily they were quick closings. One of them I had a partner with, and then the other one I was able to get it worked out pretty quickly. And then I was able to get that all worked out, and then I was able to make it work and everything like that. But I still didn't understand how earnest money works, and that's one of like the biggest parts of how wholesaling works, is you got to put down earnest money when you sign up a deal. I didn't understand how that worked, and I still was taking action. So why am I saying this? This is how this is what I do for anything that I get into. When it comes to this YouTube channel, I had no idea how to start a YouTube channel. I had no idea how to record a video. I had no idea how to edit the video. I had no idea how to record the audio. I had no idea how to upload, how YouTube worked. I had no idea how to like do literally anything to do with YouTube. My videos sucked, and I was still uploading videos. They were probably like, they were terrible. Like, and I know this because I look back at them. I've done this with drop shipping. I've done this with social media marketing. Every business model I've done, I've gotten some sort of result in some sort of way. Was it super profitable? I think like the worst case scenario, like I broke even, and then I just started to end up just not putting much attention into it, and then it was stupid of me. That was one of the biggest mistakes that I made, was doing too many things. But everything that I've done, I've gotten some sort of success from it. I've gotten clients to pay me to do their social media marketing, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I was able to do all of this, make money with no sort of knowledge on exactly every single piece of the process. You know what I did though, is I didn't sit back and ask a bunch of what ifs. Oh, what if this scenario? What if this scenario? I went out there and took action on the information that I had, because that's what I kept hearing. When I was getting started, everyone just kept saying, take action, take action. If you don't have all the answers, just take action, take massive imperfect action, fail forward. It's okay to make all these mistakes. You can make every mistake in the book, but you probably won't make that same mistake all over again. So I just kept going with it. And here we are today. So what my advice is for you, whatever information that you have for real estate wholesaling, for your social media marketing, drop shipping, whatever business model it is, all of them work. But at the end of the day, just take action on the information that you have. And here's the thing as well that I've learned, and this is like the main point why I wanted to make this video, is you like the idea in your head of what the future is going to look like if you do so and so and so is not what it's actually going to be. And the only way to find that out, to see what that future is going to look like of this business, is by taking action and then realizing like, oh, Like once you get to that point, you're just like, oh, this is totally not how I imagined it to be. This is probably a lot cooler. This is different. Like I'm more excited to do this. I like this opportunity a lot more. You're going to have all these opportunities come to you, and you're going to learn so much more about yourself, about running business, and all these different skills by just taking action. Like it's not going to go how you planned it whatsoever. Especially like different goals, you're probably not going to hit. Like I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I want to say like set goals and try to go and achieve those with what you've got right now and the information that you have. But to be truthful with you guys, like you're probably not going to hit those goals, but you're going to hit like some sort of goal that you didn't even anticipate. And then before you know it, like your long-term goals, it's just like completely like it happens so much faster than you could imagine in the long term. So, like, for example, I have this one goal. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to jinx it because it's actually pretty far out. But I said by the age of 25, like, I'll be able to make a certain amount of money. And based off of how everything's projecting right now, it's probably going to happen, like, 4 years earlier than I anticipated. And this is, like, completely crazy to me. This was just, like, a silly goal that I set for myself. And it's just like, it's insane how fast things change, like how fast these long-term goals kind of happen, especially when you're getting started and you're being completely realistic with yourself. Now, don't set goals that are just like, oh yeah, I'm going to make $100,000 in the month of June. And this is the first month that you're getting started with whatever business it is, getting into wholesaling. You're going to close $100,000 in deals in June and you've never closed a single deal. That doesn't make any sense. Like, be realistic. It's okay to be optimistic, but a more realistic goal would be like, I'm going to make $10,000 in the month of April, or I'm going to close one deal in the month of April. I'm going to make $10,000 in June. Be realistic with it, and whatever information that you have right now available to you, take action on it. If you have literally nothing to take action on, go watch one of my videos, go watch a video on whatever it is you're trying to do, and take action. Take that first step forward. That's the best thing I can give for you guys. There's no best day to take action than right now, today. I mean, obviously, if it's like super late, then do it tomorrow. But like at the end of the day, like even that, just take action right now. If you think of anything that like you really need to do or really want to do, don't regret doing it later. Today is the best day to go out there and do it. So anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Hope you all enjoyed this video. And check out tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's video, I got something special planned. It's not going to be what you expected. And I really didn't want to make the video, but I wanted to be very truthful with you guys and reveal a little bit more about me that I haven't been sharing with you. It's actually, I've been doing it for a few months now. Or, well, this specifically like a month, but I've been trying to do stuff for a few months now to try to get things going, and it's actually like all kind of starting to fit into place here and there. So go check out tomorrow's video. Really excited. That's why this video is actually coming out pretty late. It took me like 4 hours of just making the video, and I realized I wanted to set it up at the perfect time for it to get running and everything. So anyways, see you guys all tomorrow, and make sure you subscribe and like down below, but I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Peace.